This is Cloud, the cutest frog in the world. He's tiny, see-through, and looks like a cross between Kermit the Frog and a gummy bear. But Cloud has a problem, because he's old for a glass frog, and if he doesn't find a girlfriend soon, his family tree will end with him, and I can't let that happen. So if we are going to create a little frog family, I'll need to find Cloud a girlfriend, build them the perfect home, and hope they get along well enough to create the tiniest love story on Earth. And this all begins in an IKEA cabinet. If Cloud is to fulfill his destiny and become a father before it's too late, he needs a rainforest that mimics his home in South America. But creating a rainforest inside an IKEA cabinet is a tricky task, and it took quite a while. Now the rainforest is ready, but Cloud, are you ready to move in? Despite what he says, Cloud jumps into his new home and does what he does best and goes straight to sleep under a leaf. Now this is the perfect opportunity to tell you about one of Cloud's hidden superpowers. We know that glass frogs are see-through, it helps them hide from predators in the wild. But Cloud takes it one step further, because when he sleeps he hides nearly all of his red blood cells in his liver, which makes him almost invisible when he's on a leaf. Now that's great and all, but actually creates a problem for me when I'm trying to find him in this giant terrarium. The first task is complete and we have a home fit for a family of glass frogs. But as night falls on the rainforest, an annoying sound reminds me of our problem. Take it from me, do not keep these frogs anywhere near your bedroom because they are loud. Now that noise is Cloud calling for a girlfriend, and for 3 whole years he's been calling out every night hoping a female will answer, but for over 1,000 days no one has. Now you may not know this, but Cloud is named after the Final Fantasy VII character Cloud Strife, and I always thought that if I ever found him a girlfriend, she'd be called Aerith. My 3-year search to find Cloud his Aerith has failed at every step, but sometimes when you've given up all hope, the stars align and an unexpected message came through. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but we have found Cloud a girlfriend, and the tiniest love story on Earth is going to continue. I have never met anyone as knowledgeable about frogs as Harry is, and we owe him a big fat thank you because in this box is Aerith, and tomorrow Cloud is finally going to meet his girlfriend. Three years has come down to this, and Cloud finally has his Aerith, and we can tick off that second goal. After all this time, their journey is finally going to begin. But the stars that once aligned for these tiny frogs were about to fall apart. The life expectancy of a glass frog is between 5 to 10 years, and when I got Cloud 3 years ago, he was an adult, so he is well and truly in his end-of-life window. Every night for 3 years, Cloud has called out, but ever since Aerith went into the rainforest, Cloud has stopped calling. Days and days pass by and the frogs barely notice each other, but it seems that in the construction of the rainforest, I missed out one very important step. You see, glass frogs will only mate when the rains arrive and the temperatures drop, but they also need a pool of clean moving water underneath them. Turning the IKEA cabinet into a terrarium was one thing, but making it consistently rain with a pool of moving water was beyond my capabilities. So I'm going to do the next best thing and create a separate rain chamber, which will simulate the exact conditions these frogs need to get into the mood, and with a huge slice of luck, this will encourage the two to start their relationship. Cloud and Aerith enter the completed rain chamber for what is going to be the biggest night of their lives. For the first time since he met Aerith, Cloud stands up tall and starts to call. We are off to a good start. He chirps and chirps, but will Aerith answer him? But this is as close as they get, and Cloud jumps away. Perhaps he's feeling the pressure, but night after night the same thing happens, and every morning when I check for eggs, I found nothing. What is going on, Cloud? We have waited 3 years for this. I suppose you can't rush these things. Aerith is still holding on to her eggs, and she will only release them when the conditions are just right. I made it rain. They have leaves to lay on, but these frogs are very sensitive, and there is one more thing that I want to try. So I dropped the temperature down a little, and we finally had a breakthrough. It's 1 AM and there has been no calling all night. As I peek into the rain chamber, I could see one little frog poking its head over a leaf. But where's the other one? It's always a worry when you can't see all of your frogs in the terrarium, but it was about to reveal itself in the most beautiful way. Because the frog on that leaf is Aerith, and right behind her is Cloud. Guys, despite my low monotone voice, I am literally filled with emotion, and we are so close to hitting that final goal. Cloud and Aerith are in amplexus, which is where the male mounts the female just before she lays her eggs and he can fertilise them. But we are not out of the woods just yet because they don't always lay, and with a big red light shining on them, well, they certainly won't. So, filled with adrenaline, I go off to bed, and in the morning, I checked for eggs once more. It fills me with sadness that Cloud's days are numbered, and the whole point of starting this process was so he could have a little family. Cloud is always asleep by the time I get up, so it's strange that he's awake. I look at Aerith and notice that she doesn't have many eggs left in her, which can only mean one thing. But where are they? I checked every leaf and couldn't see a single egg, and it dawned on me. Cloud may be old, but he's inexperienced, and this is Aerith's first time laying eggs. More often than not, the first clutch of eggs fails, which perfectly explains why I can't see any in the rain chamber. But there is a nugget of information that we have missed. Male glass frogs have strong parental tendencies and will look after the eggs until they hatch. They pee on them to stop them from drying out and will fight off any predators who come too close, and this explains why I can't see them. Because a small shift in Cloud's stance reveals that the tiniest love story on Earth is going to continue. Cloud's family tree is not going to end with him, and we can tick off that final goal. Part 2 of Cloud and Aerith's story is coming very soon, and to see it, you should subscribe. But in the meantime, check out this video.